I'm going to talk about the inner work and why the inner work is so important before you meet the right person, and actually is essential to meet the right person. Because if you don't do your inner work while you're single, you will have to do it in a relationship. And I believe you will be attracting men which will be your mirror, and they will be showing you what you have to work on. And that means you'll probably meet a few men who will be your teachers rather than your final partner you want to marry and you want to have a family with. So that was that was essentially my case. That was what was happening to me for many years. I kept attracting the wrong type of guys. I kept getting involved in the relationships with the guys who couldn't give me what I wanted, who didn't also want what I wanted, a committed long-lasting relationship filled with love, honesty, trust. There were mind games, there was dishonesty, there was lots of heartache, obviously, because I needed to regularly split up to protect myself. But I needed all these lessons to actually realize that the most important thing is self-love and the relationship with myself. And this is what I now teach and help single women with, so they avoid making so many mistakes as I made, and they choose wisely in love, so they don't get hurt regularly like I did, and they finally find a person they can settle down with. Because we all want that. I mean, with probably a few exceptions, when I work with my clients and I speak to the single ladies I kind of network with and meet, mostly the desire is to create a committed relationship. I hardly ever hear, oh, I want to be single forever. And if I hear it, I sense straight away that the woman needs healing and is afraid of relationships. And there are some deeper issues which she might be not aware of. But you know, any stage is fine. Any stage of being single, whether you desperately want a relationship or you don't want it, or you are happily single or you are unhappy, they all have lessons which we need to integrate. So I've been through all of it. I hated being single. I then learned how to love it. I went through a phase when I promised myself that I would never get involved in another relationship because they created so much pain in my life that being single was much easier. And then when I learned to love it, during my dating detox, then when I completed my dating detox, I started to date again, and effortlessly I met my life partner, and this made me realize that I could have done this work earlier to get ready for my dream partner. But I never met someone like me who would tell me, Ashka, take some time off, be with yourself and create an amazing relationship with yourself, which I believe is the foundation of any other relationship in our life, including your romantic relationship. And then take responsibility for your happiness, because there's no man on this planet who will be able to make you happy if you are not happy with yourself. So I would be very happy if I met myself about 10 years ago, because that would save me lots of time and lots of heartache. So here I am today, and I want to not convince you, but show you the benefits of the inner work which you can do while you're being single, and how it can impact your future relationship and your love life and your dating. And when I say the inner work, I essentially mean taking responsibility for your own happiness, and that means to stop waiting for a man to make you happy. Creating an amazing relationship with yourself, because if this relationship is healthy and happy, then you can create happy and healthy relationships with others and with your future partner. And the most important bit of the inner work is self-love, and I focus a lot on that in my work and in my work with my clients, because I believe it's a game changer. If you don't love yourself, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it hundreds of times, you can't love others, but I believe it goes a little bit further than that. If you don't know how to love yourself, you won't be able to receive love from others. So I don't know about you, but I have had experience in my previous relationships on a few occasions when my partners had some feelings for me and they kept declaring their love for me, and I was sitting there and thinking, oh, loving me for what? At that point in my life, I believed I had to do something to earn it. I had to be someone else to be loved, because I didn't feel worthy of love, because I didn't love myself. So when I did my work, everything changed, and now I'm kind of comfortable with hearing these things and comfortable with being loved, because I love myself and I know I'm worthy, and I know some other people can love me too. I'm not perfect, and I never want to be perfect, because that means I won't have anything to work on, and I won't have anything to strive for and improve in my life. So perfection doesn't exist, and I know I have flaws, and I know there are some qualities in me which piss my partner off right to the point that he even gets angry, and he's a very patient and tolerant man. But that's okay, because I also have found peace with those qualities. I stopped beating myself up for being, I don't know, curious and asking 100 questions, because I've been always like that. And I don't even want to change it, but I know it pisses off some people, and only my sister and my partner come to mind now. But there are some other qualities. But loving yourself means that you are okay with the shadow as well. You are okay with the qualities within yourself which are not nice even to yourself. But you don't kind of criticize and judge and being harsh and beat yourself up constantly for being that a person with those qualities. You have to find peace with them. But I don't want to go for too long and talk about self-love, because I think I'm going to create another live stream, because many women approach me and ask me about self-love, and I'm even considering to create a little online course on self-love, and I think it will be called From Self-Love to True Love, because that was definitely my experience. But essentially, when I talk about self-love, I mean that when you love yourself and value yourself, you choose yourself, you put yourself first when you can, because there will be occasions where you have to put first other people, and you become important to yourself. And from this space, you make choices, and you choose things, situations, relationships, and people who serve you and make you feel good. So that will be my very brief and very short definition of self-love, but it's much more complex, and I think I have to talk about it during a different live stream. But today I want to focus, and I keep looking at my notes because I don't want to miss anything. There are many points I want to cover, and today I want to focus on how this work, taking responsibility for your happiness, creating an amazing relationship with yourself, and loving and valuing yourself, how this work can benefit you as a single person and your dating and your future relationship and your love life. So when you love yourself, you start to respect yourself and your time as well. So when you are dating, you become wiser about choosing who you want to meet and who you want to spend your time with. So you become more selective. And I believe it's a very, very good thing to be picky. But realistically picky. If you constantly keep looking for Prince Charming who doesn't even exist, you will never go on a date and you will never find your future partner. So you have to kind of reevaluate how realistic it is to meet a man you want to meet. And for that, it's helpful to work with someone or even talk to a friend. But I would suggest measure it according to what you have to offer. If you are a princess, look for Prince Charming. If you are just a nice, cool, fun woman, look for a guy who is similar. Obviously, I don't even want to go into the physical attraction, because I very often hear from women, you know, I want to fancy my man, you know, and he has to have a sporty body or go to the gym twice a week or whatever. These are very personal requirements, and I believe there has to be some kind of physical attraction, but ask yourself if he has to be a model with a perfect body, a guy who goes to the gym every single day. How much time would he have for a relationship if he needs so much time to look after his own body? So for me, it was pretty clear from very early on that I didn't need to be in a relationship with a super handsome guy. I just needed him to be masculine and kind of strong, and I'm mad about hands. I love big masculine hands, and you can laugh at me, but every time I went on a date with a guy who had hands I didn't like, that was the last date, and that was something I couldn't overcome. All my friends laughed at me, but everyone has got something. Some women pay attention to bums, some to legs, some to six packs. My thing is hands, and I will never change that. It's just inbuilt in me. I can't overcome it. So be realistic, but be picky. If you look at the profiles online, and I'll be talking about online dating because this is what I specialize in. I've done lots of online dating, and I know I have a few new ladies on the live stream. So if you don't know my story, I dated for 10 years. I was on 110 online dates. Then I was single for 7 years, and then I went on a dating detox, which completely transformed my love life. And on this dating detox, I did my inner work, which then resulted in me meeting my dream partner, and now we have a baby boy together, and we are happy and healthy. And for the first time in a relationship, I stand strong in my power. I have my strong boundaries. I can express my feelings. These were the things I avoided in the past because I didn't want to lose the relationships. I thought if I stood up for myself or stand up for myself, I would be putting the relationship at risk. I won't be liked by my partners and they would split up with me. I was approaching it all from fear and desperation to be in a relationship rather than standing in my power and be single if I have to be single until I meet the right person. And I think this work I recommend helps you stay determined and patient and deal with the rejection also kind of constructively, because you know you are on the path to meeting the right person, the person who will want to spend the rest of his life with you, the person who will just love you and admire you and adore you just the way you are, the person who you will feel comfortable with, the person who will want the same things as you, and the person who will make you grow, and through the obstacles and through different problems and difficulties in life, you'll be just growing stronger rather than breaking up. And this is how it should be. There are no perfect relationships, and even if you meet your dream man, and I believe I'm in a relationship with my dream man, there will be periods when life together is not easy, especially when you have kids together. We have just survived the first year, and I believe we did it because we are a very good team. We support each other, we help each other, and that's why we have survived the first year. And I hope now it'll be a little bit easier because I can sleep more. Picky, selective. I don't know what I was talking about. Online dating. Well, never mind. You will be respectful of your time and respecting yourself in terms of who you really want to meet. And it's good to be wise and make better romantic choices like that, because that saves you time and it also doesn't make you feel so disappointed, because if you meet anybody just out of desperation and fear because you want to be in a relationship and they are not right for you, they will be making you feel like, oh, there are no good men out there, all the good men are taken, and whoever I meet is not right for me, I can't find the right guy. And you'll be having these beliefs and they will be reinforced by meeting the wrong type of guys. So stay determined and stay on the path and be patient, because there is a guy for you. It's impossible that on this planet you won't be able to find the person who is right for you. There is not just one match, there are plenty of matches. But the more work you do on yourself and the more aligned you are becoming with the energy of your future partner, of your dream man, the quicker you will meet him. That's why I believe that time as a single is precious. It's sacred and transformational period of your life, during which you can work on yourself and keep bringing your energy up to the same level as the energy of your future romantic partner. So, then, when you take responsibility for your happiness, you become happier on your own, and you kind of stop waiting for a man to make you happy. And that is the most sexy thing in dating, I believe personally, because men generally want to make us happy. And if they meet a woman who is happy already, you are sending a signal to them that they won't have to do lots of work. You will be fun to be with, the relationship with you will be easy, effortless, fulfilling, and you will have lots of fun and excitement together. And this is generally what men look for. Nobody looks for more work, for miserable women, for women who are looking for a rescuer just to have more work done in the relationship. So men generally will be avoiding this kind of women. So your priority should be to become happy with your life, happy with yourself while you're being single, rather than waiting for a man to make you happy. And that was a big game changer for me as well, because for so many years I was chasing happiness in a formal relationship, and every time I was single I was miserable, unhappy, and with this kind of energy I went out on dates, and you can imagine who I attracted. No wonder it took me 10 years to find my dream man. And when you do that work, when you take some time to discover who you are, to find yourself, what your needs are, wants are, dreams are, what you want in a man, what qualities do you want in a future relationship, and especially what your deal breakers are, and you know yourself more and you have a better knowledge about yourself, you will be making different romantic choices. They will be coming from your heart, they'll be more empowered, because you will want to protect yourself, and because you know yourself, it will be easier to choose men who can match your life and your needs, your dreams, and your deal breakers. I mean, obviously when they're deal breakers, you stop seeing them and you are confident to actually stop the relationships which are not working for you. I didn't have that in the past. I carried on. I couldn't make a decision, so I kept hating myself for longer. And then when I started to love myself and I went out on a date once or twice or 3 times, and I saw, okay, there's no potential for a relationship, and I was looking for a relationship, I could then assertively say, thank you, I'm sorry, it's not working. And actually, men really appreciated me for being honest, because it's very refreshing in the dating world, because people rather avoid confrontation, disappear, than tell people how they feel and what they think. So when you make different and wiser and more empowered romantic choices, you will be avoiding more heartache. You won't be getting hurt as many times and as often. And for me, it was a regular pattern. I would go dating, I would meet a man, I would get involved, and 6 months later I needed to split up. And obviously there were tears, heartache, and then a little bit time for healing, and then again I was back on the dating scene, and I repeated this pattern for many years. So there was a time when I thought, one more relationship and one more split up and I'm gonna die, because my heart wasn't physically able to deal with so much pain and so much heartache. So that was about this time I made a decision that I needed to stop doing that to myself, and maybe being single for a while is not such a bad idea. And it wasn't. It was the best decision of my life. Okay, when you love yourself more, you also start feeling more assertive, more confident, and more secure. And when you start feeling this way, you'll be also projecting different energy outside, which means you'll be attracting different men. So for example, when I didn't know how to love myself, when my self-esteem was non-existent in the past, I would also attract wounded men, men who had no self-esteem, men who didn't have self-respect, and men who didn't love themselves like I didn't. But then when I did my work, I started to attract men who are secure, self-assured, with integrity, of high quality, and my dating experience completely changed. I suddenly started to date men who wanted to marry me, who wanted to be in a committed relationship, and that was a complete change, because for so many years I kept meeting players, commitment phobes, men who didn't want to have serious relationships, they just wanted to have fun. So my pattern changed completely, only because I did work on myself. So that's why I say keep doing work on yourself while you're being single, because then you'll have less work to do when you are in a relationship. Okay, when you truly love yourself, you stop looking for approval for others, because you approve of yourself, you love yourself, and the need of receiving love from others decreases as well, which is a very good place to be, because when you stop looking for approval, you give yourself a permission to show up authentically in dating and in life as well. And when you show up authentically as yourself, you give a chance, an opportunity to the guys who are dating you to meet the real you. And if they resonate with that, they obviously want more of that, and they will want to date you, and they will want a relationship with you, which is just a natural thing. They'll be drawn to your natural energy. And if you keep looking for approval, again, example from my life, and I did that for many years. Every time I showed up on a date, I was stressed, and do I look all right? Can I say that? Or maybe also after the date, when the guys didn't call me, I kept beating myself up, and I kept believing there was something wrong with me because he never called me back. So I worked hard to impress people, and I did things which were not aligned with myself, because I believed that I would look more attractive. For example, I would wear a skirt, or I would wear high heel shoes, even though normally I don't, because I thought then men would like me more. So, and it is a complete sabotage, because I wasn't showing myself authentically. I wasn't coming and radiating my own light, true light. I was just creating something which could potentially resonate with these guys, but then I would have to pretend for the rest of the relationship, because if I put the high heel shoes away and the skirts and the makeup, which probably was attractive to these guys, then they would probably lose interest. So it makes sense to love yourself to the point that you go on dates and you don't look for their approval. They have to like you just the way you are, and it only then makes sense. Not doing something extra, not becoming someone else to earn their love and then earn their approval. It's hard work. Okay. When you stop looking for approval and you love yourself enough, you stop being needy and desperate. And that is amazing, because you don't want to send that kind of signal to guys you are dating, because a high quality man will smell it through your skin and will avoid it at all costs, because high quality men look for women who are independent, women who are fulfilled in their lives, women who are happy, who have their purpose, their career, and they're not looking for a rescuer, and they don't need to be desperately in a relationship because that's the only thing they want, and that will become their purpose. So when you do the inner work, you automatically stop being desperate, and then you also become more determined and more patient to find the right person for yourself, meaning you will be more eager. That's the word I wouldn't like to use, but you'll be more willing to say no more often, because you will know every no brings you closer to the right guy. Because I got to a stage, because I had so many different adventures, that I got to a stage when I promised myself that I'll stay single until I find the man who is worthy of me, the man who I will be willing to give up my freedom and my independence for. And I really started to like my life as a single person, so I didn't want to just give it up for anybody. So it took me a while to actually find the right person, but I was very pleased with the final result. I'm very happy with my current man. And I was also very pleased that I didn't waste more energy for the wrong guys just for the sake of dating or being in a relationship or avoiding being single. So you'll be more determined, because you will know what you are looking for, and you will respect yourself enough to not to waste more time for the wrong guys, because I'm pretty sure you have done it already. Enough is enough. Now we want you to find the last guy, the guy who will be the highest match for you, the guy you'll be compatible with and you can spend the rest of your life with, right? I hope this is what you want for yourself. Oh, this one is a biggie. You will have stronger boundaries and higher standards, and that helps you in dating because you determine how you want to be treated and you set the bar. And if the guys can't step up to the plate, you basically move on. Thank you very much. Next one, please. And that should be your attitude in dating and in future relationships. Because if the guy can't give you what you want, he won't be able to make you happy, and he will suffer in a relationship with you, and you will suffer in a relationship with him too. Okay, and I think the few last points are that if you follow all these things, if you are more selective, if you love yourself and you make choices out of your heart rather than fear and desperation, if you are patient and you keep saying no to all the wrong guys and you are consistent and waiting for the right person, you are raising the chances of meeting the most suitable man. And out of all these men, it will be a handful, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. You'll be able to pick a person who is the best match for you, your perfect partner. So it makes sense to raise your value and to love yourself more, so you make better romantic choices and you have stronger boundaries in place, so you avoid more heartache. And this is essentially what this work does to you. Then in the future, in your future relationship, you'll be also showing up differently. You will have stronger boundaries as well. You will be independent. You won't be as dependent on a partner if you have your own strength and your own security, which comes from within rather than from a relationship. And you will be also, because you will attract different men, you will need to show up differently in a relationship. Like, for example, in this relationship, I have to take responsibility for so many things, including my happiness, for example. And it's an amazing example, because I keep telling women you have to be happy while you are single. But then in a relationship, you have to keep doing the same work, because my partner is like, you know, you're unhappy with it. What can I do about it? Do something about it. It's not him who is fixing my unhappiness about certain things. I have to do it for myself. And if I don't do it, my family suffers, my relationship suffers. So it makes sense to take responsibility for your own happiness. And you can learn that while you're being single. And then you can carry on with this work while you are in your perfect relationship with your dream man. And you have maybe seen my post about my Christmas offer, and in my live stream last week I mentioned that offer as well, that I'm offering a £500 discount for my 12-week Get Ready for Love one-to-one coaching program, in which we cover everything I've mentioned today. Basically, we do work around how to take responsibility for your happiness, how to become happy as a single woman, how to love and value yourself to the point that you have strong boundaries around dating, relationships, men and love, and how to create this stable, firm, amazing relationship with yourself, which is happy and healthy, so then you can create happy and healthy relationship with your future partner. It's also about letting go of the past, because I believe very often this keeps us stuck and keeps us away from finding the right partner. It's also about learning from your past, so you don't make the same mistakes in the future relationship, and you show up differently and you create something amazing, lasting and loving, and you attract different men. And then we look at your beliefs and your fears, which very often are the major obstacle to finding love. And then we look into who you need to become to attract the dream man, who you want to attract, what kind of relationship you want. And you have clarity about what your next relationship should look like. So it's all covered in my 12-week program. There's also a bonus for the ladies who sign up, and there are two choices. One bonus is support with online dating, and I'll give you all the possible tips which can help you make online dating more fun and more successful. But if you are not ready for dating, I offer another session as an alternative, and I'll teach you meditation, because this is the best way to reconnect with yourself and become more confident, happier and secure within. And then when you become that woman, nothing will stop you. You'll be able to create an amazing love life, an amazing life, and make other changes in other areas of your life. So this offer is only available till the end of this year. And currently this program costs £1,500. With the Christmas discount, it's only £1,000. And it's a no-brainer, given that from January I'm raising my prices to £2,500. So the same program will cost £1,000 more. So if you are thinking about that, maybe you should do a little bit of work on yourself to see different results in your love life. Maybe you are seeing patterns in your life, in your love life, which you would like to get rid of and dissolve, so they don't play up in your dating and your future relationships. If you want to stop sabotaging your dating experience and stop attracting all these men who can't give you what you want, who are not available emotionally, who are commitment phobes, who just want to have fun and use you and abuse you, and if you are ready to do some work to get ready for love in 2017, I'm here to support you. For the fee you will never be able to get from me again. So if you want to have a chat with me, because I think we should, because I want to know your specific circumstances and your issues and what really needs to be done for you to move you forward in your love life. There's also room for some tailored session, because my programs are always partly tailored, because I believe everyone has got different issues. So if you need my help and if you want to speak to me, I will post a link to my scheduler below the live stream, and I'll be very happy to speak to you next week. On the 27th, 28th and 29th, I have slots available for a few women. And you need to make that decision this year to secure the place for the beginning of the next year, and we can start working there. And that's it from me for today.